Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
War Chief.
Radiant team pick.
Ogre Magi!
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, it has been a long and
5
winding road of the
seconds
cast, but
remaining.
we're here. We finally made it. The best of 5, and yeah, Faceless
Reserve
they get choice advantage in terms of like side or pick. That's our winners bracket advantage here. So they'll maintain that for game 1 and game 5 if we make it that far. But other than that, it's our full best of 5, and very much looking forward to it. Of course, Team Bazaar. We get the I guess the announcement,
Radiant
the
team
first
ban.
official match of their new brand, which is pretty cool. So, neat little name. I like it. I'm down. Looking forward to watching Afu, Ajit, Nana, Ben, and X-Nova go at it once more. I said in the lobby, I said, WG ready. He goes, we are ready. We are Bazaar. All right. He's taking it seriously. So he's good to go, man. He's fresh on that branding. This guy, you're a team owner. Look out for him. He knows how to plug you properly. That's a Ben Sand King, though, and that's a great way to start game number 1 for sure.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Yeah, they won't get their Magnus Ogre, but they'll get their Centaur Ogre, so at least take that in stride here for Faceless. But the lane, I think, as he said, most important thing, at least in the majority of games we watch for Centaur Warrunner, he does farm a little bit slow,
10
right?
seconds
He
remaining.
can do some jungling stuff, but usually he's going to end up buying like these laning items, then he
5
can't get like
seconds
right into the
remaining.
Iron Talon. And so that's generally going to be slowed down. And if you have a super strong
Reserve
lane, he's just
time.
kind of like gimped off it. He can't really gank mid without like an OD mid or something like that before he's level 6. So his laning stage, super important. Wants to get Hood and Blink. He's a little bit greedy when it comes to those initial items, but from there on in, he's completely online, of course. Yeah, it seems like every team up against Faceless now is just like at least Timber, and then it is. I mean, I think we can both agree that Magnus is certainly the smart call in our experience of watching Faceless over the past couple of weeks there as well. So I know a lot of teams were banning out the Knicks too, but this would be my choice as well.
Dire team ban.
Yep, I could agree with that. A crazy hour and 3-minute long game we had yesterday in the semifinals. But eventually they lost it. Somehow Clutch Gamers managed to pull that one back out, but Nana had a hell of a game either way. So certainly consideration whenever you have any sort of setup, and Burrow Strike definitely counts for that. Very long stun even at level 1. And would opt into some pretty cool team fight control as well here. With the Disruptor plus the Invoker. That was the combo they used to beat Geek Fam in the beginning of that day. It was Invoker and Disruptor, and just big combos coming out from them in terms of overall team fight control. So still looking a little bit deeper here for them. Their 4 role, Earth Spirit, Slardar, Ogre, all gone. They even banned out the Omni Knight that they've used, plus possibly even a support Bat Rider. Could be, of course, support Sanking if you want an offlane Bat Rider, but either way, he's gone. So the position 4 pool is relatively low right now.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining.
Yeah, it could be a really nice snag for Bazaar too.
5 seconds remaining.
I don't think it's one that they played it once yesterday. I guess usually just gets banned out, but we will be getting ourselves the Invoker. That'll be for jabs though. Of course, equally as skilled, I'm sure, as Nana.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining.
And just like
5
send the
seconds
Jugbit or something, and then just do Ben Sanking, of course, which he's pretty famous for. Keep that as the 3 and go like Coddle plus some sort of ratting kind of a thing. They can still opt for the OD and then make this to support Sanking, so he can just roam in with the Burrow Strike. I think that would be a strong option, but being against a ranged hero in the mid lane means it's going to be more difficult to get those setups going. Whoa. But even with Glimpse, I mean, that is going to tend to make things work. But yeah, I think this is a nice hero up against Warriors Gaming in terms of like how we've seen their games go. Like you were mentioning, it tends to be like they come out ahead in these lanes and they're playing really well, and then they start grouping up and they almost remaining. It seemed like they were always going just like one step too far. Like they would just get a little bit too greedy in a lot of their calls, and then they would get punished pretty heavily just from like diving one tower too far or something like that. And someone like Warlock is one of the best heroes at mega punishing. He also like he saves heroes when they're being dove to with that heal, and suddenly they just juke in the trees. They come back out at half HP as opposed to like 10%, and the gank gets turned around on. So I can agree with that combination here. Works well with the center War Runner too. They just have this like sudden bursts of initiation of heroes flying in and golems raining down from the sky.
Radiant team ban.
Yeah, and his E-Blade as well. He played so well yesterday.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Probably
reserve time.
I don't know if Bazaar like Ember enough to pick it into Invoker being considered one of the counters, but we definitely have seen it plenty of times in Mr. Cat where people are just like, you know what, who cares? Like, we'll pick our Ember into OD, we'll pick our Ember into the Invoker, especially like Teehee and Geek Fam. There was one team that was like always willing to do it because they just had so much faith in the Ember. But Team Bazaar have not been a team to like really grind on into that one. They've gone for some kind of crazier mids. And like that's yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. That was their crazy mid game 3, right? That was a little wild. But
10 seconds remaining.
Naga Siren.
Radiant team.
So we get our Coddle hero just without the Coddle. They go Rubik Naga instead. It's interesting. Wonder why they did it that way.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Ten seconds remaining.
Morphling.
Stuff. Well, I mean, you get some benefits, right? You can like copy the Naga illusions and all those things. Be generally obnoxious. I would say it's more just like player skill, right? I mean, Naga can control more of the map. There's not really much of a question on that, but the Morphling has better fighting potential earlier on in the game and even into like the mid part of the game too, I would say. Naga's just like the ultimate lane controller. But no, I'm okay with this pick. They only have the Static Storm in terms of like good control up against you, and that's of course an ultimate, so it's pretty difficult to always get that on top of you every single time when you're trying to do the strength morph. TB could have ran into trouble if Ben had got out of control with the Sand King. He's like one of the better heroes up against Terrorblade, so yeah, the Morphling doesn't suffer the same issues. You know, you burrow center, he's just going to strength morph instead.
Number 1, again, this is the grand finals of Mr. Cat Season 2. Long-awaited series here. Faceless versus Bazaar, the old WG.U. Game 1 of potentially 5 games coming up. It's going to be heated. Right now we got Nuts and X-Nova just beating each other up in the jungle. Not going to be anything too feisty.
Yeah,
Predictions, Trent. What's going to go down here?
This game... I do like the Naga, honestly. It was a good choice. I'm surprised. I wonder why X-Nova. Maybe he's just not a Coddle player or something. I feel like Coddle would have been so strong in this game. But Rubik has different advantages and stuff like that, and it was a response to the Warlock, so Blinding Light doesn't really help you that much against golems and chains, so maybe just more so trying to get the counter steal on the Chaotic Offering. It's going to be his game plan instead.
We did see X-Nova do that yesterday, I believe. Steal the
like
Chaotic
twice.
Offering.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he defended his own racks with it too.
Yeah, he did.
Taking a team wipe. So very, very skilled Rubik player here. Like one of his favorite heroes to grab up. But we'll see what's going to be going down as Nuts is going to be pinged out, figuring out what's going on in the river. Juggernaut, Nana, and Nexnova. Looks like they want to go in for a steal. Warlock does have his Shadow Word leveled up.
Battle begins.
They're not going to be in time to go ahead and grab the rune, but they might be able to grab a kill here. Nuts going to be going healing up himself, but they got the Blade Fury on him already. Looks like First Blood's going to be going the way of Nana on this Juggernaut. Great start already for Bazaar.
Yeah, and this is, well, top lane actually. Ice is putting the hate on, but Ben not quite caught. Thought he got him on the stun behind the tree. It's been very close, honestly. I thought it was going to hit, but...
Oh, but right now we're going to see Ice get off a nice pull. Grabs the wave.
Yeah, it's good. Although at the earliest levels anyway, it's not too big of a deal. Both just nuke and they'll come on back. But Sand solid hero. Of course, he wins like most 1v1 matchups pretty handedly. And this won't be any real exception here. Oh, he misses both those last ones, so it's a little disappointing for Ben. Trying to run away from the tower.
All right, back towards our mid lane. Invoker on Naga, just going to be very slow and steady. A little bit of a switch up here as Nana is usually the mid laner, playing the Juggernaut here in the bottom lane. Just trying to get Naga the most he can possibly get. Ajit usually taking up that position 1. So, I mean, heroes kind of keeping it standard, but lanes swapping it up just a tiny bit.
Something we commented on a couple times from Bazaar yesterday was just the lanes. Like they always had these options. They were never set in their lanes. Like right now with this Morphling, you're pretty set, right? You're going safe lane with your Morphling. It's unlikely you're going to get any sort of a aggressive laning going unless there's like some god awful heroes on the enemy team, which they're not. They have a Juggernaut, Disruptor, and a Rubik, so this is fine. Another benefit of Rubik, I suppose, just the handy disable in the laning phase for a Juggernaut, but they always give themselves these options going into the draft to make sure that they can put on this pressure if they want to, and so this opens up a lot of that space for the Naga Siren. I mean, this is a fine lane, just up against the Invoker, gonna get plenty of farm, and yeah, it would have been better up top if they just did like a normal safe lane kind of a thing, but this way Ben gets more farm on the Sand King, and you're gonna pressure that Morphling quite a bit with your Jug.
Alright, so clearly lots of action going down in bottom lane. We got Ogre just chasing down X-Nova. They've been bullying each other for a fair while. The top lane, like you mentioned, just going to be slow and steady. Don't think we're going to see a lot of blood here unless Ice can combo up some great stomps after baiting up a Burrow Strike. So be a little bit more relaxed towards our mid. I expect Invoker to be farming very well at first. Naga Siren really keeping pace. Already 10 last hits.
Yeah, this is gaining for Ajit, right? Got his poor man shield, crazy armor, sitting at 7 right now, harassing jabs, just waiting for his bottle, and then the old classic Naga Siren bottle crowing used to be one of the most obnoxious mid laners that there ever was.
Absolutely. Supports occupying themselves fully down bottom, not going to see too much help in the mid lane, and both of these guys pretty sustainable. In terms of farm, Juggernaut's doing very well for having a bunch of heroes trying to poke it in. You can see Black trying to slap away at him right now, but all our core is pretty much sitting at 12 last hits. Pretty common number, all the way up and down. And now, ooh, we'll surround there. Nana gonna be stuck between the Ogre and Black. Black, though, getting very low. The Morphling has to waveform out. Nana still dropping, but will get away safely.
Jeez, that was a good body block there. I think by nuts, because it was almost a glimpse back and might have been able to get like a telekinesis, Fade Bolt, a couple of last hits, and maybe even get Black there. So they'll shrine up, come right back in. Of course, another advantage going aggro since the patches. Shrine yourselves back up and suddenly all your resources, you know, maybe you spent them and everything, but you're back to full HP. They're sitting still pretty heavy. Like Black still has 3 tangos left. Got 3 left for Nutsu, X-Wise, and Ogre.
Oh, they're going in. Waveform out. X-Nova was definitely looking for that telekinesis. X-Wise hanging around in the trees. Ogre is just such a really ambitious target to go for. He's got, 4.3 health regen right at the start.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to wait till the levels get up, I suppose, until we're gonna see many kills or anything like that. But heading into that mid-game phase, I mean, this is probably gonna be the lane to watch, right? The top lane, it'll just be who gets the most gold out of this, who can get their Blink Dagger online first, or in Ice case, he'll want the hood and then move.
A little bit of a rumble in the river. Looks like Rubik may have met his fate here. Sunstrike takes him out. So nice little gold going the way of jabs here in the mid lane. Very nice global presence, and that's going to help him stay a little bit above Naga Siren just in terms of net worth for right now. Her farm is pretty great, 24 already when she's got those illusions slapping around, but Invoker definitely not falling too far behind.
Wow. It's a pretty weird kill. Don't even need your Morphling. Rubik just goes down. I'm guessing he just probably tried to trade with XY or something like that, but...
Yeah, him and XY have just been walking around poking each other in the jungle the whole time, and this time, Warlock came in, helped set it up, and Invoker dealt the final blow.
Nova's just like running mid. I'm just gonna like put some hate on the jabs or something here. Himself a
Trying to get a little revenge.
Nice. Rotations. I guess he's not really needed down bottom. He doesn't really change anything in this dynamic down here. Might even see an Ogre rotation relatively soon as well. Looks like he's already starting to head his way up top. They pulled the creeps in here. This is where Ice needs to be very careful. This is where this matchup is just like super scary. Level 6. Ben actually did take the Epi too, so they're definitely ready and looking for a gank. And they should find it here with the help of Naga as well, just even from the pure vision.
There they go. Ben trying to bide his time. With the telekinesis, they got the burrow strike, and they don't even need to use any ultis. They got what they need. Centaur, no time to react. He had his stampede, but I guess realizing the stun lock was there anyway, wasn't worth it.
And now with him dead and Ben getting that gold, they're fine with him heading away. Now it's like lower priority onto Ben as he works towards his Blink Dagger, higher priority onto the Juggernaut. And it does mean that you're letting off on black, which kind of sucks, but you've put about a 300 gold gap in between your position 1, their position 1. You know Morphling's going to be doing this for a long time, and right now it's more important that your Juggernaut gets accelerated so that he can start doing things with your team. Like, even just buying a helm and just pushing into towers with Healing Ward or something.
Yep, and Disruptor also picking up some juicy solo farming experience, hitting that level 4 and almost affording boots. Yay. Up top, we got the Stomp double edge, but Juggernaut's not too phased.
Yeah, unfortunately, no supports up here right now, just because he's got the rings, but no tranquils or anything like that, so... Yeah, it means he can just keep last hitting, which is pretty great. You don't have to worry about the tranquil cooldown. Just takes a little bit longer to build up, and no one to harass him here. You're just fine.
Nice little pull in from Ice, making some space, forcing Juggernaut to come a little bit out of his comfort zone. It's going to be a lot easier to lock him down, but you have X-Nova coming back in, all juiced up with mana. Just going to be eating some stuns here. I think Rubik may have bit off more than he can chew. He's brave, but doesn't necessarily have the HP to back that up.
Yeah, perhaps not expecting that he would just dump the Stampede for that, but...
Worth it, dude.
Yep, and another kill for Jabs, so we look towards his construction of the Midas, and it's just about there. Good timing. Close the hood there as well, so... Invoker and Centaur looking good, but there's also 3 Dire Heroes right up there, and Naga Siren's even more farmed.
Goes back, they got this Centaur if they want him. And he's sitting around, no mana for anything. Goes for the double edge, but Tofu's okay with that. It's gonna be a nice kill for Nana, keeping himself a little bit up to par there, 2-0 for our Juggernaut. Face with the Invoker. Also 2-0 for himself. Our Naga, she's just been farming up. 1 kill to her name up there in the top lane. Well down bottom. Initiation from Ben, but that's just gonna right-click him and walk away.
And he's first up his raindrops too, so 1650 now. Good stun to grab himself a bounty rune as well.
A gift from the tempest of
Hate onto Nuts here, but he'll just give him the sidewalk.
Give him the sidewalk. That's a phrase.
Yeah, I meant to say sidestep and then I just left it. So it's just where we are now today, guys.
It's all right. We're all struggling with our own little issues. I know it's a tangent here, but Zyori switched which monitor is which on the dual monitors, and it is tripping me up way more than it should.
That's understandable.
I'm like, I don't want to change it back because the way he changed it actually makes way more sense than how we had it before. So I'm trying to get used to it. But it's like a toddler trying to use a computer for the first time. I can't find my mouse for like 5 minutes. All right. Yep, we got the little stun lock coming in. Another kill for Jabs. This Invoker is just on it, always having that Sunstrike ready to go. Didn't even blink from farming these neutrals.
Jabs money. All right, looking good, looking good. Gonna go for that Yule Scepter again. Kind of understand. I don't know, more Invokers seem to be heading back in towards us. There was this long phase where it's just like always this Aghanims first again. It was so fast too. It would just like come out immediately. But I think when they opt into more Quas, just looking for a little bit more control. And so good to go for that. Plus, it's a pretty good game for it too. Can save you if you're inside a Static Storm. And even just from like combos up, get Omni Slash or something like that too. Just heals yourself. Various good reasons to have it in this game.
Really great end pickup. Look who we got bottom lane, Trent.
Who is it?
The hero's back. Got Morphling with a helm, and it's Clappy.
Ah, good old Clappy.
He made it back in. This is Clappy, everyone. Yeah, the red Hellbear. He is really great for keeping those fights going. He can punch pretty hard, relatively survivable for a neutral creep. And here we go, up top. That's going to be an epicenter. The center is so tanky. He eats a full Omni Slash. He's going to try to stampede himself away. Finally, they're able to get the glimpse off, but he's able to run through the kinetic field. They can't find the kill in the Centaur, and Ben's going to end up eating it. Another Sunstrike there. That's a 4 streak for the Invoker. Hasn't even left mid lane, and he's picked up 4 kills for himself. How did that Centaur live right there? The Hood came in at the right time. He had some wand charges. My goodness.
That's brutal. That's a kill you really need in this game because you're I mean, you have the Naga, so she's still this backbone, but right now you should be getting these kills on the Centaur. You're rotating 3 heroes. You have this Juggernaut who's like at that peak damage potential. He's got 4 points in the Blade Fury. He's got his Omni Slash. Like, this is kind of your dream. And maybe just going a little bit too early before they have a static storm up, try and guarantee a gank like that. But that alleviates the pressure on the tower. Rotations are up here now, too.
I mean, it feels like it should have been enough, but... Oh, drop the rocks. Nuts comes in, and they're going to find a kill onto Nana here. He already used up his Blade Fury, and he can't get away. This is Faceless getting very aggressive, starting to rotate and finding something at every turn. It's not like they're moving around and getting thwarted. They're picking up these kills.
Yeah, that was a good smoke play, but they didn't even have a lane ward or anything. Now off.
Oh, they got him. Not even going to wait for the Sunstroke to come in. This is Ice, Ice, Ice. Getting huge right now. Feeling good.
Dyer's top tower has fallen.
Man, this is quite the goal. This thing is badass.
This guy, I like the toilet golems myself.
Oh yeah.
Ones that just have like a giant hole for a face.
Yeah.
This guy, he's chill.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
He looks like a weird Doom with a plate on his head. Actually looks surprisingly like Doom. That would confuse me.
They need Ben to do something, I think. Like look at Black. He's pulling the creeps off the tower with this Hellbear Smasher down here. So Ben is just down here pushing waves and getting some gold for himself, which is great, but hasn't got any good use of this Blink Dagger yet. I suppose you can say he has forced Black off the lane, though, which is probably worth it, honestly, in this case. If they don't feel like they can get any gank potential onto the Central Warrunner because of his hood and how he's ridiculously tanking the Stampede, you know Black's going to be mega low HP, so very vulnerable to the Caustic and can't stand in a wave with his short attack range. Forced to last hit with Clappy.
Dude, Clappy, he's so low, but he's still sticking it out. I gotta respect that Hellbear Smasher.
Is he actually sending it to the fountain? Wow. Dude, Black really... Okay. I got concerned for a second.
Dude, me and Black would be on the same level there. These Helm of the Dominator creeps are so undervalued. They give everything they got to the fights. You gotta give them something back.
Nice little scouting tool, though. Just keeping an eye on the area. And, I guess a little bit worried about Stepen. Understandable. Like, you know he has this Blink Dagger. Nuts down here, they're almost trying to bait it out, or... Okay, he's gonna bring him down for the replicate, fair enough. Oh, that still means no blink rotation from your Sand King, so Invoker's really happy, and so is Centaur.
Sand King trying to figure out how to be the most useful to his team right now, knowing that, you know, keeping Morphling in check is super necessary, but is it going to cost you global presence? Is it going to cost you rotations elsewhere? Always a tense time to figure it out. Smoke coming up for Team Bazaar. Looks like they're working their way in towards the Roche Pit, maybe up towards the top lane. Let's see what they can find.
Abs almost broke that smoke. That was so close. Just went past them. Pinging Ice. He has a TP. She does have the net, so they know he's there. Should be dead. They can song if necessary.
Oh, he put his shoes on the ground. Okay, there we go. There's going to be that TP out, but they got the lift to stop it. And finally, they get down the Centaur. Ajit picking up the kill on that. And their Naga up nice and... What?
Oh, no, I was just saying, X-Nova's smart. He has the Alacrity, and he didn't go for a steal there either. He's content with this, so this is pretty smart. They can hold on to this and try and push the tower with it. And just keep Alacritying up onto mana. Except I think his Wex is like super low. Yeah, it's only 3. But the X-Ward's obviously mega high, so... very good for Juggernaut with his high attack. Just naturally
top tower is
crazy
under
damage.
attack.
Like right now, he already gets buffed for something insane, right? It's 100 damage already. Pretty good.
Over here in this top lane, Nana just gonna TP out. Nothing Nuts can do against that magic immune TP, and it's like mid's getting a little bit heated. All the Dire heroes sticking close. They'd sure love to be able to kill this Morphling, but that is looking less and less likely as he's getting farmed up. Only 1,000 more gold on top of his helm and treads at 14 minutes.
I'll take your tribute.
Yeah, he is still getting beat up by Ajit, though, at least in terms of pacing, too. Over the past, like, 2 minutes or so, he's opened up, like, another... about 300 gold in terms of an advantage over the Morphling, so not doing their thing, as expected. Oh, nice stacks here from Ben. And they're going to get a second one here, too. They will. Perfect. That is a Radiance if I've ever seen one. Attaboy, Ben. Good stuff helping out the Naga Siren right there.
Very nice. Yeah, she's getting eerily close to that Radiance, and that's going to change things up. Suddenly, all your lanes are going to be pushed out. Morphling's going to have a slightly tougher time figuring out where to farm to where he's not getting ganked. Naga illusions. Always. I don't know. When I pub against Naga, I get so freaked out that it's the real Naga, even though it probably isn't.
The thing about Naga, she's like one of those tilting heroes. I'm sure like everyone is playing against Naga is just the worst. Like she puts this annoying pressure on you. Like, all right, guys, we have to do this. If we don't do this right now, then we lose because it's Naga, and we're gonna lose total map control, and we'll never get it back again. And I mean, this is a 5th pick Naga, right? They see a moment and they see an opportunity from these heroes on Faces to say, okay, look, one of their biggest controlling options is chaotic offering. That's got 165-second cooldown. So in terms of like errating potential and lane control, it's gonna be very difficult for them to ever wrestle it back from us if we do get it. It'll just be like stampedes and blinks from Ice Ice Ice. And speaking of which, he does have the blink. They're gonna smoke up with it. They're gonna find an Invis rune, not seen by the Dire. So Afu. Oh! Nova's gonna tank this one.
Yep, Rubik eats it up, and now Afu gets the kinetic field off, but I don't think it's gonna be getting out alive. Jabs picking up another kill from the Sunstrike. I believe that is all 5 Sunstrike kills. Okay.
Yeah, bottom lane. Black. He's morphing Agi trying to get it. He was close.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Ajit makes his way towards the tier 1 tower, but that's not going to offer much sanctuary. Now that Faceless have hit their stride, they're capable of diving tier 1s, potentially even tier 2s. That Centaur is mighty tanky right now.
Yeah, they're going to find this Ancient Stack too, which they might take.
Oh, that's got to hurt.
This post tower, more than likely, of course. But yeah, they can just come help up back now. They still have the golems to drop here. Chaotic offering. And what do we have? So we still have Ben. We haven't really got that blink epi yet. Ice, maybe too aggressive.
All right, going in. Finds a kill for himself and isn't going to be punished for this. We talked about Centaur being tanky, but look at that. That tower barely tickled him. We are 17 minutes in. He's taking tier 2s like it's nothing. And now Black going to work on the structures. He's already got himself most of that Lincoln Sphere. This is really scary right now. How did Bazaar deal with this?
Yeah, I mean, they're just going to do their typical Naga gameplay, right? They finally got their Radiance. Even now, this isn't a saving grace at all. You still really need the Manta before you're actually into the full-on lane control, I would say. This is definitely a start, though. You can at least safely now send out your illusions and pressure the lane somewhat. But some group-up play going to be required. Can't allow those solo picks to happen. I mean, you just saw how much that bursted. Just completely one-shot Disruptor, and I'm sure with the combination of Double Edge and now, it should be an Agnum Scepter, I believe. Yeah, it is. It's actually fully done now. So 537.5. Gotta love the 0.5. Pure damage on there, comboed up with a 400 damage Double Edge. Like, pretty scary. So overall, they hit for like 830.
That hurts.
Yeah.
All right.
I think the magic resistance.
Nana's got himself an Omni Slash, trying to see if he can throw that one out. His smoke's gonna pop. They know someone's hanging around in these trees. Again, a very tricky kill, and they're gonna Centaur stampede this. Centaur under his tier 1 tower is gonna get locked down, but there's the Golems drop from the Warlock. Sunstrike comes in, won't catch on anyone. The Omni Slash will be enough to finish off the Centaur. It's looking great for Bazaar. They find the Ogre as well to lift onto the Warlock, and Nuts should be falling down as well. They get the Burrow Strike on him to lock him in. It's just going to be Warlock Golem versus the world right now. Beautifully executed from Bazaar. They go in and they really change the pace of this game.
Perfect. Great save. Just grouping up around their Naga, using the Radiance as a unit rather than trying to like keep up the split push. Seeing an opportunity to get aggressive, and Sunstrike nailed it.
Oh, where was it?
Just right here with the Force Spirit.
Oh no.
Bottom tower is under attack.
You could hear it. Couldn't find it. Tower goes down. Either way, Bazaar keeping themselves in play. I mean, it seemed like Faceless could have just picked up a unsurmountable swing of momentum right there, but very nice smoke gate timing from Bazaar. They needed that, and they got exactly what they were looking for.
And one of the best parts about this is that Ajit was there for that whole fight. Like, sometimes you'll see teams obviously go for these big 4-man engagements because Naga's off fighting elsewhere, but because he's there, his experience is now crazy. He's level 15 and trying to get in towards that ever-important level 18. Like, he's relatively close. He's not even a full level down up the... or I guess he's a little bit more than a full level. My apologies. But an Invoker Midas with all these Sunstrike kills. Like, Ajit's experience is very good right now considering the game. Once he gets in that 60-second ultimate, you compare that to like the chaotic offering and even Stampede, and you can see how it's going to be difficult for them to try and keep track.
Yeah, I'm just going to go grab himself an ancient stack. Looks like he's got a Lincoln's queued up as well, so definitely going to be a bunch of Lincolns flying around.
A gift from the tempest.
Alright, Ice trying to pressure this bottom lane. Nana just going to be spinning around taking care of the creeps and see if this Centaur wants to go in for that. There is the big surround. Rest of Bazaar making their way towards the bottom lane. Ben hot on the Centaur's heels. He's taunting around. All right, Ice, calm down. You're not safe yet. There he goes. He's going to get stunned up. Omni on cooldown for 1 more second. Now Centaur's in a creep wave. Really difficult to find the best opportunity for this. And Juggernaut will back off. Oh, glimpse back in. They take out the creeps. And they're going to epi as well as Omni Slash. Wow. Ice, you have sufficiently been punished for your cockiness of that taunt right there.
Yeah, you look at the dire vision. You can understand they don't see anything. They have no idea where anyone is, so they weren't aware there's like no warlock down there or something. Throw out some fatal bonds maybe, and Invoker's not just gonna pop out of the trees. Jabs will show himself now, but even Reckless wouldn't have been enough there.
Alright, so Centaur, who looked like he was having a really triumphant time in lane, now 5 deaths on him. I think that, you know, not ultra surprising. Centaur's one of those heroes that just likes to throw himself into the battle, better or worse. And the fact that Black is still farming up phenomenally is great. He's got a full Lincoln Sphere, going in next for his Hurricane Pike.
Yeah, he's still keeping pretty good pace with the Snaga Siren, despite the fact she had Radiance for a while. The Manta, I'm sure, will change that quite a bit. Top lane shouldn't be able to punish this at all. I think Black currently doesn't have a Replicate if they come in. Okay, well.
Like, that was a lot, but they got the kill. Juggernaut really underestimating the power coming out of this team right now. Nuts just sneaking away, hiding in the trees. Definitely getting the better of that engage.
I can't say I expected the Golem to come out, so
I
apologize.
I mean, I guess worse. Juggernaut didn't have Omni Slash. I don't think he was really going to get aggressive there, but if you can punish him, why not?
Well, if you're dire too, you assume everyone is right here. If that play happens, you're like, okay, the rest of them must be up here. Like, there's no way. But now Ice shows bottom. I know they have Stampede, but yeah, they're even going to throw Scan here. So they should know it's only 4 heroes, but still can't engage. Just zoned out by the Helm creep again.
Dude, that Centaur was going in so good. Was thinking about a stomp, but Dire backed off. All right. Faceless looking all right here. Overall net worth about 7,500 in favor of the Radiant. A little bit less dramatic when it comes to the experience, but of course you got a Naga Siren raking in the levels on the side of Bazaar. Not too surprising.
Things look pretty great for Faceless right now. I'm sure they'd love to get a Roshan soon. Use their next golems to get a tier 3. Start closing out these shrines. Should be going into their like to-do list basically at this point in the game. I wonder if Jabs will go back for a Blink Dagger before this. I feel like they're in such a point that they could try and push their advantage and take a lot of these engagements. Whereas like Linken's this game, I mean, it's good. It's fine. It's gonna, you know, stop a lot of their stuns and stuff. But if you actually get that Blink Dagger and maybe be able to be aggressive along with Ice, perhaps they could like pressure their advantage. But no, he's buying out the ring. Actually, he sells it quickly and just buys out the Ultimate Orb instead. But he's on track now for his Linken's.
Yep. Morphling and Invoker both have their Lincolns up. How does Bazaar really get a hold of them? Gotta be really careful who Juggernaut's looking at Omni Slash. He's gotta pick his initial target well. If he just blows that Omni Slash, suddenly a huge portion of early damage is just not there.
Yeah, they still do have to watch out. Although we haven't seen it yet, we still have like the Song combo with Disruptor is one of like the most classic ones in Dota in terms of Naga friends. So Lincolns are never gonna save you from that. Oh, nuts. You're gonna tank the gank friend? I mean, they see him, but they want something more.
Juggernaut may be feeling a little personal vendetta going against the Warlock. Thanks for dropping your golems on me solo, man. Either way. Big smoke game from Bazaar. Not going to find anything just yet. Smoke going to be expiring right about now. That does allow Nana to farm this wave extremely safely.
I think you might have seen Ice there. And X-Nova, oh, I was gonna say, he's in a tough spot right there.
Yeah.
He's getting a little risky.
Oh, I got the Sunstrike. It chunks him down. Can they actually catch up to him here? The Ignite. He's still doing some decent damage, but won't be lethal. That is just an Ogre Ignite and a Sunstrike that took the Rubik down to like 5% health.
Pop himself a shrine, head on back out there. Eyeing up the Aghanim Scepter this game. I was disappointed we didn't get one the last time he was playing that hour and 3-minute long game. His E-Blade, I mean, he did a lot of work too. They ended up losing, but I was still looking forward to seeing the Aghanims that whole time. So this time, we may just get a chance. I would say this game will probably go pretty late, although Aghanim's Rubik is generally a pretty tough one to snag up. But he's got 60 gold per minute, guys, so it's coming. You know, 10 minutes from now, that's 600 gold.
I went for the Midas talent. Nice. I usually go for the damage myself, but I think, yeah, he's anticipating this definitely paying for itself. He'll be able to buy damage items with all the pennies he's rolling in late game.
I understand a lot of the argument too, where it comes like damage talents, because I mean, Rubik's pretty good just because he has a telekinesis lasts pretty long. You can actually get out a couple of those right clicks and do some of that damage. But in terms of like, oh well, you can just farm faster with the damage. But it's like, dude, you have a Nog on your team. We all know this game. There's never any farm for Rubik.
Rubik's never getting allotted a safe space.
The lanes are all here, and you're just like, oh. Then her illusions are in your jungle farming every camp, and you're just like, okay, well, I'll just be over here, guys. So I'm gonna take my 60 gold per minute and wait it out.
Sean coming out right now for Faceless, and I mean, there's gonna be mass pings all over the board. Naga Illusions may poke their head into this one, but it's just going down so quickly. There's nothing they can do. Tornado comes in, making sure that's not the real Naga. And Aegis is picked up by Jab, so now our 7-0 Invoker is, he's got 2 lives here. Gonna be very difficult to kill off. Jabs is having one of the better Invoker games I've seen in a while.
Well, nothing quite like giving away Roach for free when you have Naga, Disruptor, and Sand King. Really
Hell
hurts.
yeah, man.
That's like...
Dude, it's mind games.
Pretty game losing, honestly, at this point in the game. Not that
tactical.
they necessarily did anything totally awful themselves. It's just the fact that like Faceless are able to manipulate the map enough. Like even with this Naga Siren, they couldn't force the waves into a place where they could get it. And that's largely because the Manta, I guess, hasn't been out for that long at this point, relatively. But it's that's an issue. It would have been so nice if they could at least fight at that pit and delay it for a little bit longer, but instead Faceless just kind of like walk in. There's not even a contest.
Enemy's top tower is under attack.
Now that lane pressure becomes even more important, of course. Trying to hold
Ogre.
Faceless away from your base.
Got an early gem here. I like this pickup. It's a little bit unusual right now, especially with Team Bazaar not having any invis heroes, but the vision game is getting so weak. You can see right now Dire, they got no wards. None of them. Right now, this is what Dire sees. It's a conglomeration of radiant heroes getting very close to your towers.
I like how they were sitting smoked on that one ward they had left on the high ground. just waiting. And then, of course, now smoke's gone. We'll eliminate it. And now they have 2 lanes almost at the base against Naga Radiance. So Faceless doing a great job so far. Just need to be cautious of that Saw, not getting Wombo comboed up here.
All ultis except for Replicate are up and ready to go for the Radiant. For everyone, actually. But you can see a very...
Alright, here's Aji. He's cosplaying an illusion right now.
Yeah, he's got this.
He's thinking about it, but no, he's not going to go. They're not quite ready.
Oh, there we go. Stomp in, gonna be off the
burrow.
mark for Ice. The blink away. Gonna save Sand King's life for now. Ben still taking a bit of damage there from that Ignite, but certainly a little bit better than the alternative. There is gonna be Stampede away, but they do get out Ice in the wall. There they go. They got that Song of the Siren, but how are they actually gonna go do the damage? Static Arm comes forward. The song is canceled, but without the kinetic field, there's nothing to hold everyone in place. The Static Storm as well as the Epi are whipped. There is the Rubik stolen Golem, though. Is this going to be enough? It's doing some work, but not enough. This is a godlike streak for Jabs right now. Centaur blinking forward, finds a hook stomp onto 2. There's a meatball flying in as well. Nana's burning low. He should be able to kill him. It's a triple kill for Jabs in this fight right now. Fortunately, the Song of the Siren was not the reset that Bazaar were hoping for.
No kinetic field up just made that so difficult. Couldn't even get the combo Burrow Strike up. I'm not sure if it was just coming off cooldown or what, but...
Oh!
I mean, they still have the Aegis, too. It's just...
He's thinking about it. You know Jabs wants it.
Bottom barracks are under attack.
Anyway, Faceless looking very triumphant now. 15,000 net worth in their favor. And this is before the racks and the end of that fight really calculate out. So it's going to be pretty difficult for Bazaar to get themselves back from this. The tier 3 in the mid lane going to be melting down. We talked about the Morphling being unchecked in lane, and look at that. That is going to be almost a full ethereal play, but he wants to go buy it, and it's over.
He just... They like... felt like Bazaar just didn't do anything in the past 5 minutes. They let the Roche get away without a fight. They couldn't find a fight. And then they come to their high ground, and Ajit, he tried to go for a creep cut instead while his team's initiating, and then tries to TP in to get the song going, but then certain cooldowns aren't ready. Like, they had to at least go for a rap play instead.
Got ourselves Static Storm coming out after the Song of the Siren. Morphling is not taking any damage from that. Nana gonna be moving away. There's a meatball gonna be burning down the disruptor like it's nothing. Sunstrike not even needed. The GG comes out as Bazaar. They just roll over. They can't take the pain anymore. My goodness, Faceless are looking so strong today.
They look great. I mean, they're fresh off. Just come out of a best of 3, taking down Clutch Gamers 2-1, and they just executed flawlessly in the past 10 minutes. They made Bazaar look like fools. They just got roasted out of fight, and then they just took your whole racks with barely any sort of an engagement. It was just like back and forth with Stampede, and suddenly your buildings are gone, and that was it. So Naga not able to find the answers here for Team Bazaar.